Today's event, for those of you that don't know, my name is Sean Kozak, Director of Business Development with Shark Indicators. I'm also a full-time futures trader. And we've got a special partner webinar that we're hosting today because we'd like to welcome the Dimension Trader family and their trading team to the new partner network within Shark Indicators. Today's webinar event is a special event because this will be the primary event that we get to launch Dimension Trader. And we have the privilege of having both Cameron Yost and Mike Green here to tag team the event and basically help with Q&A and any related questions that are stemmed around the Dimension Trader trading systems and using the Bloodhound software. So if you have any other questions, please type them into the chat box. We are recording the event, and I'm going to pass it over to Cameron now where he can actually get started with the remaining presentation. Take it away, Cam.
Hey, thank you, Sean. And first of all, we want to thank everybody over at Shark Indicators, Bloodhound, for all the effort they go to put these events together. They do a great job, the whole team over there, Sean and his team. Thank you very much. My name is Cameron, and I'm Client Services here at Dimension Trader. But as we get started, we do want to remind everybody that all trading involves risk. Take a moment here to read the cautionary statement up here that our government appreciates us putting up, but it is good advice there. Never trade with money you can't afford to lose. There's no guarantee that anything's ever going to happen positively when you trade, and future results, there's no past performance. There's no indication of what future performance may be. So take a few moments there and we'll move on. Well, here at Dimension Trader, we've been writing indicators for the past 15 years. Through these 37 proprietary indicators that we have now, we've been able to put together 5 award-winning trading systems. Now with Bloodhound, and we have a GTX auto trader system, but we put Bloodhound in this. It's just made a lot of things, it just made this so much easier. And now, any trader can be putting systems together. And with our library of over 37 different indicators, in addition to what many of you already have, there's some really powerful things that can come about. Now, we do a lot more than just provide indicators and write trading systems. And we're going to show you that as we move through the next 45 minutes. But we are going to take what we feel the trading strategies to an all-new level with, we have a little thing called the BH System Tester, and Mike's going to show you that in just a few minutes as he runs through his presentation. But you put that together with Bloodhound and our indicators, and I tell you what, you're at a new level. Now, Mike Green has been trading for 20 years. He's a professional trader. He is also the author of these 37 indicators and our 5 different trading systems. And not coincidentally, he owns the company and he runs it. So I'm going to kick this over to Mike now, and he's going to spend the next 30 minutes or so with us and showing you what we're all about. So Mike, over to you.
Okay, thank you. And you see on my screen there? Good. Okay, welcome everybody, and thank you, Sean, for this opportunity, you and Jeremy. And what you're looking at is our flagship product. This is what we call our Easy Trader, and we'll be looking at that a little bit later. But quite a day on the market today. You can see when it's green, they're longs, and when they're red, they're shorts. So you can see what the Easy Trader did today. This is pretty good. But what my plan is here today is I'm going to take you through many of the resources that we have available, and then we're going to go in to a format of showing how to create a Bloodhound system using our stuff, and I'll walk through the process and actually build it for you as you watch me do it. And we'll we'll take a look at the results. So that's really the plan. So where I want to start is here, is we have a lot of resources here at Dimension Trader. We have our 5 software models, okay, which we call the Easy Trader, the Nexus Trader, the Golden Compass, and the Director, and the ABC Trader. And we have what we call GTX automatic trading strategies for the Easy Trader and the Nexus Trader. And we also have what we call the Trend Trader, which is a brand new one that we just released a few days ago. Yeah. But the Easy Trader you got a glimpse of, and that's what it looked like. Those are the models. We have a multitude of training videos that are all on YouTube. There must be 200 or 300 of them. And the indicators that Cameron was talking about are all right here. Now this is our support site for our users, and when you purchase our product, you get all of these indicators in our Zone Trader 2 package and over 50 supplied workspaces and 3 auto traders, GTX, the Easy Trader, the Nexus, and the Trend Trader. But more importantly, when you get into this area, and when you, if you want to know what these indicators do, well, all our users do is just click on the indicator, and it will come up, and it will explain everything on that chart and what it means and what it does. We even have a lot of videos associated with many of them. And so it makes it easy for people to understand what it's doing and how to use them. One of the other things that we have that is quite good is what we call our fib lines. We have and support over 12 different markets and over 340 different kind of fib levels that we calculate every day, and they're posted on our server that our users they download to their computers automatically and invisibly to them each day, and these fib lines will plot, which are quite strong. The fibs that we support are on all of these markets that you see right here, and all of the various fibs that we have going all the way from weekly and the various tick sizes and stuff that that people may want to see. Furthermore, we also have 3 services that we do. We have, we do what we call a morning outlook, and every morning, myself and Mike Havens, we come on at 8:45 in the morning, and we give about a 20-minute outlook as to what we feel the market's going to be doing today, where it's headed, and we also make some sort of a forecast on gap fills if there are going to be gap fills on the various markets that we follow. We do a market profile analysis every single morning on these 6 markets that you see here, the E-mini, the Euro, Russell, Gold, NASDAQ, and crude oil. And that's done every single morning. We also have our broadcast rooms. Now these broadcast rooms, people might ask what they are. Well, these are running 24/7, and what we do is that, for example, here is a broadcast room right here that we got for a GTX broadcast room. Right now I've just got up there the Trend Trader, or the Trend Taker, I should say, and it's just as simple as what you see me doing right now. And what I do is simply just join it, and it will log me on, and it shows me what the Trend Taker did today, and this is running 24/7. When the background is red, you're short. When it's green, you're long. And you can see what the Trend Taker did today. I mean, these are trades that happen with Trend Taker today. We also have the same thing running on our Easy Trader, and that this is simply the same thing. You just go to this and type in the code. The code changes every week, and then you go in, and in this broadcast room, what you see are 3 different markets as they come up, and you can see the GTX Easy Trader for both the E-mini, the Russell, and the Euro. And these run every single day that the market's open 24/7. Lastly, we have coaching rooms that we have where Mike Havens runs coaching room on our Nexus product Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of every week. And I'm starting a new room which we will be launching next week, which will be doing a broadcast specialized on GTX and Bloodhound. And what we'll be doing, it will be a conversation with the users in that room, in that coaching room, regarding the use of Bloodhound and GTX on how to develop profitable trading strategies. And we'll be holding that session twice each month, which will be on the second and fourth Wednesdays, I believe. But that's just a short, that's a list of most of the services we offer. We have more, but it would be hard to cover all of them, I think, in the period of time that we have to spend here with you guys and to keep you alert to what we're talking about here. But what I'd like to do now is to move on to where I'd like to move on to is the actual chart showing the Bloodhound thing here. I've developed a strategy here to introduce to the community here how to use our product using just 3 of our indicators, the Easy Trader and what we call the Bias Erg and the Auto CZ. And what I've done here is I have built this strategy using these 3 indicators, the Auto CZ, the Easy Trader, and the Bias Erg. And for the exit module, I've just got the reverse for those. And what I'm going to be doing here is to show you, let's turn these off, okay? And if I wanted to see, and those that are familiar with Bloodhound, and I see there's probably a lot of you that are, but if you wanted to see the Easy Trader and to how that works with the system, okay? If I wanted to do the Auto CZ, that's what that is doing with the system, and that's the one that's on the bottom of, that's the bottom panel on the chart you see. And the last one is the Bias Erg entry, which is right here, the ZTA Bias Erg. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build a strategy using these 3 indicators to build a Bloodhound strategy. So let's go into our logic module, and what we're going to do at this point is we're going to make an entry module here, okay? And so let's call this entry. And what I want to do is that I want to add my solver nodes. I want to add the Auto CZ, okay? I want to add the Easy Trader, and I want to add the Bias Erg entry, okay? So now what we've got is this. So now what you have to do next, of course, is you have to build a module using an AND, and let's put those in there, and let's add those all to it, okay? Now what I also like to do is I like to put in a signal blocker so that it doesn't keep repeating stuff, and of course you do that, and let's change this to 500 over here. And now let's run this signal output into the signal blocker, and let's run it into the result. And what you see there are the signals, okay? And from the module that we just built. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to build an exit model, okay? Now remember, on these exit models, what I've done is it's the exact same function as you see for the 3 that were the entry, but what I've done is I have inverted the values, okay, to make it exit when the when something changes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to build an exit module. And let's call it exit. And we're going to do exactly the same thing that we just did. But this time we use the easy trader exit, and we use the bias erg exit, and we use the auto CZ exit. I think that's all of them. Yep, there they are. So, and then we have to do the same thing. We got to put an AND node in there and build those in, build that in, build this in. Now we have an exit module. Okay, so then you save it. Now we have built a model using 3 simple indicators. I shouldn't call them so simple, but 3 indicators to build a model that we now have in our chart. Now the trick is, of course, you can always use the SI Raven to test and run this, and you can use the ATM to trade it if you want to. But what I was wanting to do, and what we have done, we have created a separate strategy, which we call the BH System Tester. And what this BH System Tester does is that it enables us to load the template that we just created, put in the entry logic, and what I like to do is, for testing purposes, to find out parameters to how I might want to set this thing up to actually trade it. And so I make it run wide open. I just put in 99 ticks for all of the stuff, from move to break even, etc., that you see there, and then I just run the thing wide open, and I load this over a period of a minimum of 90 days. And what I've got loaded here is a 90-day performance on the September chart, which you can see right through here, where we've got the September 9/14 chart through the day of rollover that we did last week. And then what I look for is, what I'm trying to determine as I develop my strategy is, when should I be trading this? Because we all know, being most of the folks in here being traders, is that there are certain days you shouldn't trade, and there's also certain times of the day you shouldn't trade, but you've got to have a way to determine that. So what we do is this, is that I have run this, and now let's go take a look at this performance, okay? And then what you're going to see here is this little simple strategy that I ran, and it's not showing commissions, but commissions at $3 a round trip, so this thing is still going to make about $8 grand. This is a single contract over a 90-day period, one contract. And that's what it looks like. And the performance on this system was 45.54. This is not a scalping system. But what I want to determine now is, what's the best time to trade this? When should I trade it? So what I want to do first is I want to go over here to the periods, and you can see here that what this did over this period of time. This was a short month, but this is what it made in those subsequent 3 months after the contract got started. The next thing I want to take a look at is the day of week, and let's do that. And let me get this up over here. So I want to take a look at the distribution of the day of the week, and actually the first thing I want to look at is I want to look at the distribution of time and entry time for the best times to be trading this. And I can see by looking at this chart here that the best times to be trading this particular strategy that we've designed is from the period at 3 a.m. in the morning, that's London time, and trade it through about 3 o'clock up until 7 o'clock. And then to trade from 8 o'clock, if you wanted to, pretty much the rest of the day, but But what I would do, and you'll see this when I get to our GTX, is we have the ability to pick up to 4 different time frames that we would like to trade. And what I would do as a trader is that I would look at this and say, well, I'm going to look for the best periods for this to trade. And what I would probably do is I would say, okay, well, I'm going to trade from 3 o'clock, let's say up until 7. Then I want to trade from 8 o'clock, maybe up to noon, okay? That's what I would probably do. I would trade from 8 to noon. And then the next thing I would do, knowing, and most of you know this, is that the lunch period is not a good time to trade, and you can see where the results went down during lunch but picked up again at 1 o'clock. So I would probably start trading again, say from 1 o'clock, say through, say right up until 4. And then once I know that, I now have got my time periods that I think are going to be the best periods to trade. So the next thing I want to look at are the days to trade. Are there certain days of the week that are better than others? Well, here we can look at this, and what you can see, and a lot of people know this already, Monday is usually a terrible day to trade. And what I can see is that I really don't want to be trading on Monday, do I? I can also see Wednesday is not a great day either. So what I would do then is say, okay, I want to trade on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and I want to trade on those 4 time frames that I just identified for you. That's how I would handle it, okay? And so now that I know that, the next thing that I would want to do is I would want to go into my GTX once I have determined this with Bloodhound, and then I have a chart now that looks like this, okay? And then what I then do is I go in here and I put on my and I'm going to pick one of the GTXs, and let's pick the Trend Trader, and let's put that on there. Now, the interesting thing about this is that we constantly, and we have a dedicated server to be doing this, where the 4 markets that we trade and follow are the E-mini and the Russell and gold and crude oil. And we used to include the euro with that, but we are not doing that anymore because of the way the euro has just caved. And if we have any euro traders out there, you know what I'm talking about. And then what we then look at is we're constantly monitoring these 4 markets and the 3 current GTX strategies that we follow with Easy, Nexus, and Trend Taker. And our goal each week, and we usually do this on weekends, is that we take one of the models and we run it through actually we take one of the markets like the E-mini and we run it through the 3 models. The following week we do the Russell and run it through the 3 models, and then the following week we do gold and do the same thing, etc. And we cycle that every week over a 4-week period, so we constantly keep a pulse on the markets. And once we determine what the best parameters are, because once we determine the best days to trade, okay, and we determine the best times to trade, we determine the best daily goals and the best targets, then what we then do is that we have the ability is that we put those parameters up on our server, and our users that are using this, what they do, you see there's an input down here that says reset to defaults. Well, all they have to do so that they know that they have the most current defaults, and as you look at this, and right now we're doing a Trend Taker and we're doing it on the E-mini, and you can see what the settings are right now. That's what it comes up when you apply it. But now I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to simply have the software go out and get the best parameters for this particular symbol. So I just put a 1 in there and I go like that, apply it, and then it goes out to the server and it automatically will go get the best inputs to trade that product. So it's going to trade 2 contracts, and we look at a trade as a unit, and the concept being is that we like to lay off at least half the position to lock in some profits to take care of some of the losses that are always going to happen if you're a futures trader, and you know that. So you can see what this is now going to do is that it's going to take the first contract off at 10 ticks, and it's got a target of 24. And then it moves to stop at 12, okay? Has a daily goal of 16 and a daily risk of 32. It trades from 3 o'clock to 1600, okay? And those are Eastern Standard Times. Now, too, interestingly enough, what our product also can do is that if you're in a different time zone, it will automatically adjust the default start and end times to your local time that is on your computer, so you don't have to worry about it. So I now have got and have input the parameters that we have gotten from Bloodhound and run it through our V8 system tester to determine the parameters that we thought are best. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this. I don't know how it's going to do, but let's apply it. And I don't have, I think I've only got 500 bars of data, because if I had more than that, it would take forever to run. But it's now going to apply the strategy, and what you see here are the trades, okay? And this is what it did today with those parameters, okay? These are the parameters that are in there, and where it's green, it's long, and where it's red, it's short. And those are the profits that made. I don't know what the performance is, but let's find out. And just based upon what I've got set up here, that's strategy, performance, historical. And where's my chart? And performance. There, it's hiding back there. There it is. And oh, I know what the problem. It's my own stuff. What you have to do, and one of the settings that we have in here is, and I'll show it to you. Here, let me do this once more. Is as I go into the strategy. What we also do is that we have a setting that determines when it will start trading, and it has to do with testing historical data. And so what we want to do here, so that we can see what the results are historically, is I have to go down here and let's see, find the inputs. Find the inputs, balance line filter, and process historical, okay? If it's set to 0, what it will do, it will only show the trades forward from the time you started, but what we want to see is we want to see what the historical results were today, and this is simply meant to be an example to how it can be used. And so let's apply it. And then once we have it applied, it should come up again here pretty quickly. And what you see here are the trades. So now let's once again look at the performance, and let's pull it up and see if I got it here. For some reason, it's not showing up. And strategy, performance. Yeah, process historical is set to 1. Okay, but what you are seeing here is the green bars are indicating the long trade, and it exited when it either reached a profit level or it got stopped out. But you can see that this is the trend checker. This is the one that I was showing you on the main server, and but that's the process that we go through. And using Bloodhound, and let me pull up the Bloodhound chart once again. And here's the Bloodhound chart that we used, and this is the one that I was showing the historical results on the September contract. But the process is simply to go into the Bloodhound, test whatever strategy you want to with our indicators or anybody else's really, and then build the logic from the solver nodes that you create, and then build it, and then after you've saved it, then you can run that through our Bloodhound system tester. And with the Bloodhound system tester, you can determine the best times and the best days to trade, and then you're good to go. That's pretty much how we use Bloodhound, and I truly believe that as our own users, and we've got a couple hundred of them, as they become proficient with Bloodhound and start using our stuff, that who knows what strategies we're going to be able to develop. That's primarily the main reason why I've decided to start this additional coaching room, just completely aimed at GTX and Bloodhound, so that we're able to develop profitable strategies that we can all use. In a nutshell, Cameron and Sean, that's pretty much it. There's a lot to cover, and I've tried to cover a lot in a short period of time, and there's a lot I could have said that I haven't, but that's pretty much it. That's a pretty good preview of what we do. So back to you.
Hey, thanks, Mike. That's pretty powerful stuff. It's pretty impressive. And I want to show our guests in the room here what the performance has been on one of our trading systems that we also have automated, our Easy Trader. And I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But for those of you who just joined us late, yes, the webinar has been recorded, and we'll get out a link probably to all of you. But if you do need or you want one sooner, don't want to wait, just make sure to drop Zach an email at Shark Indicators, support at Shark Indicators, and name this webinar by name, and he'll get to you right away. Also, I'm going to show you some how to access us at Dimension Trader. You can always use info at dimensiontrader.com and do the same thing. We'll have that link for you also. But before I show you the performance here, I do want you to know that we do make a tremendous amount of effort to educate the traders that are using our indicators and our systems. 3 days a week, on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, we have an Easy Trader training room. And I am going to invite everybody attending here for this webinar to a free week in the Easy Trader training room. Now, our owners can be in there all the time. We're going to give you a free week for attending this. I'm going to show you how you get that. Twice a month, we have our Insiders Club. It's our owners meeting where all the owners get together. Mike demonstrates. He's always working on something, and he'll show you what he's working on, or a new combination, new trading system that he's developed, or trading with these 2 or 3 indicators. It's very, very, very informative and educational. Of course, the members-only area on the web, behind the curtain, you'll see all kinds of resources, training videos, as well as recordings of the Insiders Club and much, much more. All of our indicators also have explained on the members area. And of course, we do have coaching. We're coaching on our Nexus right now, and we're going to be setting up the strategy rooms here next week. But Mike Havens, who's a professional trader, has been kind enough to be a wonderful coach for owners of our Nexus trading system. And of course, we do strategy development through our GTX auto traders. A lot of support we have for you. Mike actually comes onto your computer and will install our software. And he'll give you a little tour where everything's at. We offer technical and owner support. All indicators are included that are going to be developed, and upgrades are all included. And now, he showed you this a little earlier off our website. These are the 37 indicators on the left. And if this were live, I could click on any one of these, and it would show me what this indicator is all about. And on many of them, we actually have video in addition. These are the pre-configured workspaces, and here's our 3 auto traders at this point. Now, the next slide I'm going to show you it demonstrates what you can see every day over a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, in our Easy Trader training room. We run it for 2 hours a day now, Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. You can be a guest in here. And as our Easy Trader signals a suggested entry, our moderator, the professor, is a wonderful moderator here, great educator. He will mark it, and at the end of the day, he does a little recap, and he posts that recap. It's less than a minute long on the performance tab of in our website, dimensiontrader.com. So you can go back and look at each one of these, each day at a time. Each one is only about a minute long, and you can see how the Easy Trader performed. Well, what we've done is we've taken all of those videos and we compiled them into this little table right here, and you can see right here how the Easy Trader performed in the training room, Easy Trader training room. This is the 15 months, and we marked over $39,000. This is trading 2 contracts. One contract comes off at 4 ticks, and this is an ES. The other contract has a 16-tick target, but it also has a strategy where the stair-stepping the stops up behind it. So it doesn't always hit targets. It could back off, it could stop out, but we try to protect our profit as we move up. And the professor shares the strategy, the trading strategy that we trade with in the Easy Trader training room. Now, like I said, there's a special offer for you, and if you look over the chat box, I'm sending it now, that link that's in the chat box, click on it and follow that link, and you can register for your 1 week in our Easy Trader training room. It's Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. You'll get invites on Monday, early Monday morning, an hour before it starts. It starts at 9:20 in the morning, and it goes until 11:30 or so Eastern Time. You can also reach me, Cameron, at dimensiontrader.com. Looking at a question right here. Well, yeah, we do our support. We use TeamViewer, quite frankly. When we can use Skype, but we tend to be using our support people all use TeamViewer, but that's a free screen share as well. Any other questions here before we move ahead? Do click on that link and register for the Easy Trader training room, and then we tell you more. Once you are in the training room, once you're in there on Monday or Tuesday next week, you're going to get a lot more information from us, and we do have some very, very special things going on right now that I can share with you, but I want you to get familiar with the Easy Trader. Mike was showing you this right here is the Easy Trader firing signals on our broadcast rooms. If you can go to our website, go to broadcast rooms, you can subscribe to this right now. Of course, the professor is going to tell you all about these indicators and what they are and how we read these charts and how we use them, this information here to trade with. This is our broadcast room, by the way. But Easy Trader is a proven trading system. It's been around more than 5 years now, I think, and it's been fantastic. Well, you know what, folks, this is going to wrap it up. Do click on that little link in the chat box and move down through here. Made those little things jump. I've never done that before. There we go. That pretty much wraps it up, unless anybody has any other questions at this point, or Mike, anything to share. If I don't see anything more, I just want to thank everybody for attending this afternoon, and I hope to see you all in the Easy Trader training room. Just use that little link there in the chat box and register up. Thanks a lot.